All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regular council meeting for Monday, March the 23rd. Call the meeting to order at 6:30. Staff have advised that we are having a few technical issues with the video recording, so there may be some audio issues if you're trying to watch live stream. If that's the case, we apologize in advance. Deputy Mayor is away this evening on business, so it sends his regrets. Councillor Fegan also sends his regrets, and Councillor Reichter is joining us via Zoom, so she's on the screen here. We can see her, and she can see us. With that, I ask that if you're able to stand for the playing of our national. I'd like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that the town of Shelburne resides within additional territory and ancestral lands, Nabe, including the Ojibwe, Potawatomi, Chippewa, and the people of the Three Fires Confederacy. These traditional territories upon which we live, work, play, and learn are steeped in rich Indigenous history and traditions, and it is with this statement we declare and honor and respect the past and present connection of Indigenous peoples with this land, its waterways, and resources. For any pecuniary interest declarations. Motion then to adopt minutes from our March 9th council meeting. Right. Okay, so I am moved by Councilor Shardy, seconded by Councilor Bernardo. Any questions? All in favor? All right. Any questions for public question period? Okay. All right, so we have two proclamations this evening. The first is for National Dental Hygienists Week. This is a new one, but that request was made. So that proclamation reads as follows. Whereas 59% of Canadian children and 96% of adults experience cavities, myself included, and 21% of Canadian adults have experienced periodontal gum issues. And whereas research shows a direct link between oral health and overall health and well-being, such as periodontal disease being linked to several serious illnesses, including lung disease, diabetes, heart disease. And whereas oral health issues are easily preventable and treatable, and Canadians, especially children and seniors, can be greatly assisted through early detection interventions. And whereas dental hygiene is the sixth largest regulated health profession in Canada, with more than 34,000 dental hygienists working in a variety of settings with people of all ages, addressing issues related to oral health. And whereas greater awareness of proper oral health practices and the need to regularly visit dental professionals is paramount to ensuring Canadians lead healthier and happier lives. And whereas promoting the importance of the issues and celebrating the success, profession, and contributions of dental hygienists lead to increased public awareness. Therefore, I, Mayor Lloyd Mills, on behalf of the council, hereby proclaim the week of April 4th, 2026 as National Dental Hygienist Week. And the second proclamation is for Autism Awareness Day, which you do annually. Whereas autism impacts more than 135,000 individuals in Ontario, representing one in every 50 Canadian children and youth. It not only influences the lives of autistics, but also their friends, families, and communities. It's crucial for us to raise awareness and acceptance, provide support, promote a more inclusive society. And whereas autism is a diverse spectrum that varies widely among individuals, each person's experience with autism can change over time. This evolving journey highlights the uniqueness of every autistic individual, emphasizing the need for understanding and support tailored to their specific needs. And whereas while there's no known cure for autism, it's well documented that if individuals with autism receive early and intensive treatment throughout their lives, they lead significantly improved lives. And whereas individuals with autism often require a lifetime of specialized and community support services to ensure their health and safety, to support families' resilience as they manage the psychological and financial burdens that autism represents. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Louis Mills, on behalf of the council, do hereby proclaim April 2nd, 2026 as Autism Awareness Day with Town of Kilburn, and urge all residents to participate in autism awareness activities in order to become better educated about autism and create a better community for individuals and families affected by autism. And by raising on the second.
Correct. Yeah, my raising is scheduled for 10 a.m. You know, second, that's after.
Okay, any council inquiries? Council about
I think this is the bylaw. I was down by agreement pressing stormwater management bonds, and I saw a lot of ATV tracks in the stormwater bond. I think they're fun moving around there. Very good. So I think the bylaw makes it and I don't know if we have anyone on the weekends or not, but I think we can so this or yeah, I was over there. I do be as well because it should be there. Don't have it.
The parking and that couple of issues regarding parking in the Island Village. No, we don't have signs up there yet. The weather's we just assumed it November. Parking overhang to the sidewalks for on the streets, and I know we did an awareness in January, kind of targeted enforcement. Well, that's part property. I don't know. Whatever that means, like I drove through on the weekend and saw a number overhanging.
Your worship, yes, so that tech parking continues to take place, and much as we've done an extensive education campaign, we're continuing to do so, pushing the vehicle for being picked. Because that is in the winter time, it's including the winter clearing operations, but if that type of park is not permitted year round. So even if they are open with sidewalk, that's still, as long as sure they haven't figured it, but fortunately, them seem to be able to.
Work for public awareness.
Yeah.
So I can follow up. How much is it?
40.
That's not enough. I can report on it because it seems like that in a lot of cases that is the way they're going to be thinking is. And it's still
The deterrent was actually thought to be originally. So we modified it that with the transition as well. We certainly can look at comparative costs in other communities. We could actually look at sliding approach as well. The first ticket is this, and then each other ticket isn't cheaper anymore. So there might be an incentive then to change. We have to review what start to look at. we also with staff talked about, and I think it was the exact same conversations we had with where when we look at the size of the garage and then we look at the size of the parking space or spaces, there might be some modified alternatives for the homeowner to look at, particularly if one vehicle and actually fit within the garage with effort being cleaned up or making use of big planning. And if we need to, what we said, we confirm with the development plan, what the literal size of that garage is. And it's not for us to tell you what kind of vehicle to buy, but there certainly maybe would be a series of vehicles that might adequately fit in that space, and that's something that people might want to consider. But I mean, to Jennifer's point, a lot of what examples in particular, Councilor Majority that you give will be a traffic hazard. And particularly where that button is going to create the vehicle that's trying to traverse that street hitting it, similar to what happened with our flat. That reason that we can't see the back of the car that's snowing or hidden from us. We're trying to manage snow events. And it's also emergency conditions for us as well. So we'll certainly bring something back. It is an ongoing challenge that we're facing.
Sliding models more possibly, I would say, that I mean, punish a person, and another person, not realizing, you know, thinking of whatever. Is fine, they get it, and then they don't do it again. But if they're persistent, then that's a totally different thing. They know that they're wrong at that point, and they didn't really do it. Care of what the other walking, parking, whatever, doing something else, then. Sorry.
You do that, to it, if it's possible, I would mind seeing. The better we are, and with everything that fire people obviously, because if it's a series of just, one-offs, then maybe the fine actually is a deterrent, it's just a number of people getting tickets, but if we're seeing the same people getting tickets time and time again, I think right there the current rate isn't providing the deterrent we're looking for them.
And I'd also try to figure out if that person or area has been intense.
Yeah.
Same things, so. You are taking to go against their local license or the bills.
Your worship. Right.
So right now it's through the provisional license. So they do. They choose not to pay them. It goes forward. It does eventually get to the fake amount, but that's weird.
We did the rates.
We are anticipating to go live in our AIM system, which is a completely different structure, which I think would probably alleviate the non-paying.
There's probably a lot of,
Way don't we have on to their uses,
The new system will be live by the end of
again, based on it. So. I don't plan on working back there. It might make a difference if I bring it for a new system. That's what that's, I understand what you say about that's what benefit. And going back to that system at this point, with the new system, can we put it against their list?
We can do that as well, if it's tied to a property address, we can also put the tax local collection.
So again, then other incentives not to be doing what they do.
I'm just wondering if they're not being paid anyways, they're just.
Well,
So.
so POA is being brought in for a long time.
Any other inquiries? Councilor Wagner? Any inquiries? No. Excuse me. All right, so we'll move on to the first report. This report from Director of Budget and Operations regarding our 2025 Schedule 22 summary report on our drinking water system. And want to button some of the high points.
Through your worship, Ontario drinking water regulation posts 1703, Schedule 22 reports must be prepared by March 31st and presented to council and received by resolution. The Ontario Clean Water Agency is the operating authority for the town, with town staff performing maintenance and repairs in the distribution system, as well as after-hours calls. This summary report, Appendix 1, covers from January 1st to December 31st of 2025, and fulfills requirements under Reg 1703 for the reporting year. The requirements under 170 for the summary reports are: they must contain quantities and flow rates of water supplied during the year and include monthly averages, maximum daily flows. A comparison of the above is noted. Noted flow rates and capacities. These are compared with our ECA for the system, our permits to take water, drinking water works permit, just to ensure that we're in full compliance with ministry objectives. Copies of the summary reports and annual reports must be available to the public free of charge, or to anybody who requests them. So we're going to put them up on our website first thing tomorrow morning. And if anybody comes into the office, we can give them a hard copy on request as well. Under analysis, the summary reports for the town were submitted by Aqua on March 6th of this year. The town and Aqua were reviewed by SAI Global for renewal of our certificate of accreditation to operate the drinking water systems on September 5th of 2025, and a new certificate was issued September 10th, 2025. On another note, this of interest, the annual inspection for the water system was conducted by the Ministry of Environment, Conservation, Parks on April 14th, 2025. And we received a final inspection rating of 96.31% on May 10th of last year. We have no financial impacts there. Policies and implications. This does complete our compliance with Reg 170 and all our other associated permits. Consultations were with the Ontario Clean Water Agency, Jenna Porter and Melissa Cortez, that created the report. This does meet with Council's priorities of Target SB2, invest in critical infrastructure and services for the future, and Target SB4 for support environmental sustainability. Jenna Porter from Aqua was going to be with us tonight, but I'm not sure if Jenna's around, if anybody has questions. She is, so okay.
It seems like that shouldn't have been on songs. We should have been more on top of what.
She is, so okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I'm just kind of curious as to why something like that wax. What we were doing, we should have something said maybe more on top of the reporting and some of the issues that were raised and along with, for example, not readjusting and the reporting on the validity of the not being tested. When the invested, so those kinds of things don't look like they're not major maybe, but at the same time, there's something that maybe shouldn't have even happened.
For your worship, there are a lot of regulations to go through and to comply with. So inadvertently, sometimes those are missed. The turbidity one is fairly minor, but it is something that was addressed with reviews of the policies, and hopefully going forward will be caught. I know on our end, on the town stuff, we did have ourselves run a little tight on our policy for you have to take chlorine residuals off a hydrant at a set point of flow time. So you start the hydrant, you time yourself out to that time, and if it's under the minimum acceptable chlorine concentration, you have to report on yourself, which we had to do. So we had it narrowed down too tight at 30 seconds. It's been moved out to 2 minutes on our end, so that seems to be working well, and the ministry is fine with that change there, so.
Yeah, I saw the. So all I'm saying is, if in the future, maybe we can be a little more, we would stay on the things. Look at some of these. Some of these are just, let's put it out.
Through your worship. The Ontario Clean Water Agency just went through their review too of all their policies and stuff, so they have come out with some new criteria on their end too as well. So it is an annual review that comes up, tabletop, and I believe it's a full out review for our accreditation that we had in the 3rd year, so it should be covered.
And I guess part of, the same exercise, to highlight areas. Right, so, yeah. You think better on, that's good. We're totally compliant now, and say 96% compliance.
96.31%.
Any. Vote then to receive that report for. Writer. Great. All right. Next item is a bylaw. This relates to the wastewater treatment plants funding that was announced a month and a half or so ago for roughly $12 million. That was under the health and safety water funding stream. This is just a bylaw to authorize the town and the agreement with the province. Or that funding carries or anything. I need to point out.
It's exactly what I was gonna say. No, not yet.
Do that. All right, so can I move for a second to authorize that bylaw? Very excited, like Councilor Bernardo. In favor? Carry. All right, any notes to the motion? Anything in the communicated place? And then to receive all the 5 items, example. Councilor Wagner. All in favor? Carry. No closed session, for the confirming bylaw. Councilor Sample, all in favor? Carry. And motion to adjourn our regular. Councilor Sample, seconded by Councilor Carey. Okay, so regular council meeting is adjourned. We do have a Philville profit board meeting, which I'll hold here in minutes. And it's closed session, so.